10 fingers, 10 toes. I did not chop anything off this week, Paul.
Brad Vila.
Brad Vila, that is what we were calling this project from now on. Brad Vila over here in the,
Yep.
we'll call it pretty good home improvement process. We get, this is the 1909 of updates. Like, things have changed. You're not really sure what.
Right.
It's better, but it's not perfect, as my furnace kicks on. But things that are better and that are going to make your life easier are Smart Deploy.
With Smart Deploy, you can deploy images, applications, and scripts over your existing network or the cloud. Claim your free Smart Deploy licenses worth over $700 at smartdeploy.com/therot.
I really like Smart Deploy. It sounds like I was just watching that video right for the 100th time or whatever, but it really is good software. I know that sounds pandering, but we've been lucky.
As he's grabbing money under the debt. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish, but no one's paying me. But it's nice. It's one of those nice things we've had. I think our ability, or we've been lucky with the advertising we've had, that it's been stuff that has been great.
Yeah, things that aren't great though are what?
Yeah, basically everything else.
Oh. Why is this lighting off? You change nothing. What I think I'm honestly going to start doing here is having a fixed image for the background. Just going to say First Ring Daily. And that's just going to be it. People can...
Right. On that note, why don't you just make a poster that says that, and you can put that TV somewhere where you can actually use it.
That's a big brain thought right there, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
For a Monday morning. Just put some silver foil along the bottom.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, frame it. Just put it in a frame that looks exactly like.
Yep.
It would be months before.
When I do a different podcast, just pull the cord and then another one drops down.
Yep.
But yeah, so HVAC
technology exists.
HVAC run is done. It's I got the old one out, and then I did two what I call toilet paper tests. So basically what you do is you hold a piece of toilet paper up at the end of the run, and it should get sucked in. Like, that's what it's...
I see. And if it explodes into flames, what does that mean?
That means you got a gas leak, but but it just gets pulled in. And then I went up into the bedrooms, which were primarily impacted by this, and toilet paper got sucked up to the cold air return. And I think that's what it's supposed to do. So
you should have put a little security cam on the toilet paper so you could have a video of it flying through the vent. It'd be like one of those videos inside of a sewer or someone's artery or whatever.
Just... Yeah. Yep. My furnace always kicks on right when we start this. Like, it's...
Yeah. Do you, is there a heat in that room that you turn on because you're using it, or is it unrelated?
No, the heat is probably just the exhaust I'm inhaling from the furnace if it's not perfectly sealed up for the exhaust stack that's supposed to be going outside. But maybe they just turned it inside and I'm slowly dying.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know if you saw this one, Paul. I woke up to this, and this was fascinating to me. Stadia now launching with 22 titles. 22.
Yeah. I feel like we played a small role in this.
Just pooping on it for...
Well, everyone complained. I mean,
it's...
12 games. Jeez. Apple can get away with that.
It's
not going to get away with that.
Yeah, I don't even know how many games Arcade launched with, but I bet it was more than 12.
Probably wasn't much more than 12, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you're holding out, which my controller should... I checked, it still has not shipped, which is just real foundery of the Founders Edition. I guess I'm going to be a founder on, day 3 instead of day 1.
Yeah. What was the projected... I think mine said something like 22nd, 23rd.
I think it says 20 or 21st it should arrive. So not that far behind, but knowing my UPS guy or FedEx guy, they'll just forget about it for a month and it'll show up around Christmas time.
You'll get that redelivery notice. You'll see them driving around your neighborhood.
Just playing it. Just... It's like, are you streaming from your vehicle?
Must have told you this. I think must have been the FedEx guy said to my wife. He goes, "Tell your husband to stop getting laptops." Yeah, sorry.
What else went on this weekend? It was
a couple of things. Supreme Court's going to hear Google's appeal
in
the Android Java case, which is honestly a fairly seminal moment in tech history. So we'll see how that goes. I think they're going to lose.
Yeah, this is going to be a big deal. This will be. I mean, Oracle is probably if you heard my
Well,
ride on this.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't remember the numbers exactly, but let's say that Oracle paid something like 7.2 billion for Sun, whatever the number was. If they win this and they get the damages they're asking for, it will pay for that acquisition, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
when they bought Sun, part of it was the hardware business, which I don't think it's a big deal anymore, and part of it was Java. And I think specifically, like the, this lawsuit, I think this was the point of it.
Yeah.
So I think Google's already kind of moved on from Java as much as they can. Obviously, they have a new first-class language for people to use. It runs in the JVM, but anyone can make their own JVM, and they have. And so maybe this is, closing the door after the horses have left, proverbially. Proverbially. It's a weird word. Proverbially.
Yep. Oh, the other big thing happening in the world of Microsoft is if you're using Cortana and you're outside the U.S., you're not going to be doing it anymore on your mobile phone. Nope.
And probably in the U.S. sometime soon too, right? I mean, why on earth would they keep this thing in one country? Well,
No,
they do that for a lot of stuff, I'm sure.
I did hear from somebody though, and take all this with pinches of salt, that the mobile usage of Cortana was under 100,000 users worldwide.
Oh, sure, of course.
Which that might sound like a lot. Like, oh, they got out there 100. Let's just say optimistic. It is 100,000 users. There's 1 billion iOS users. There's 1.5 billion Android users,
I think they're 2.5, by the way.
or whatever.
But,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, just really nailing that. I mean, it's
No, it's not their fault. I mean,
No, they have no-
Well, it's not
yeah.
entirely their fault. I mean, Microsoft moved very slowly with Cortana, but realistically speaking, you cannot replace Siri on iOS, and that's never going to happen. And you can do it on Android, but my God, like, why would anyone bother?
Yep.
I mean, you have to be really, really Microsoft-centric and really care about this kind of thing. And there really aren't that many people. I don't mean not Microsoft-centric, although maybe I do mean that. Normal people would never do that.
Yep.
And, Microsoft Launcher, et cetera, had it. Probably not too many users of that either. So.
Yeah. So there you go. Couple big. I mean, that's actually relatively big stuff. You got the Supreme Court, Cortana's being Stadia'd, and
yeah, that was the big stuff.
yeah. Yep. How was your Boston trip? I saw lots of seafood being posted to the gram.
Yeah, I had to wait to post anything because my wife and I are friends with another couple. I've known the guys since middle school, and they had come out here recently visiting, and so we stayed with some other friends, but we went, how do I even say this in a way that makes any sense to anybody? So the friend I was staying with and this other friend and I often went to dinner at the same Chinese restaurant all the time. So I asked him to call the other friend and arrange this for them to go, and then I surprised him, because that night my wife was surprising his wife in a similar fashion. So we couldn't post anything until after that. That story will make sense to nobody. But anyway, it was good. The drive there was over 6 hours, which is horrific. The friend I'm staying with has moved since the last time I was there to a place that is closer to us now, if you will. It's still in Massachusetts, but it's in North Attleboro rather than Norwood, if that makes sense to anybody. It's close to the Rhode Island border. So technically, it should be at least a 30-minute less of a drive. So actually, on the way home, barring the stop we made, we actually drove home in like 4 hours and 10 minutes. That's
not bad.
It's a record. I mean, and granted, he's, like I said, he's half an hour closer, so maybe that shouldn't be surprising, but we made good time on the way home. My weekend was fine. I don't know why I told all that stuff.
Yeah, but we appreciate it, Paul.
Nobody cares about it.
We appreciate
It was good. I went to some of my old haunts. Saw my mother.
Yeah, fantastic. I saw my mother this weekend, although my mother lives like 2 minutes, well, probably like 5 minutes from my house. So,
right. My mother has a bad habit of telling me how she loves my children more than I do.
Well, at least she's honest, I guess.
It's a weird little family problem there.
Yeah.
This literally dates back 20 years. Like, I have had to explain to her multiple times that she needs to stop saying that and that it's not true. And then she tells me, you don't understand. And I said, you're right. That on that note, you are right.
All right. I was trying to actually think about how far I could drive in 6 hours from Cincinnati, and
Right.
that would be like top of Alabama, I think. No, a little bit down into Alabama.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it's 10 hours to Orange Beach, Alabama, or Destin, Florida, which is
And that's the far south of it.
that. Yeah, you can't go any further south because you will be in the
You'll
Gulf
be in
of
the
Mexico.
Yeah.
And that includes like 30 minutes. So I guess
Well,
it's
6 hours is not fair. So 6 hours was like there was terrible traffic. So
yeah.
I think of it as like a 5-hour circle. Like it was interesting to me that if I drive due west from here for 5 hours, I will get to Pittsburgh. And it's the length of the state. But if I drive to the northeast, I will cross through New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and get to Boston, or outside of Boston. It's 5 hours. The same distance, same. So
Yeah.
I don't know. South. I can get to Washington, D.C. in about 3.5 hours.
Yeah, see, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, but what's after that? Like Richmond,
Yeah.
maybe to the border of North Carolina. There's no way.
Get to the Outer Banks are down there. Although
Yeah.
that's pretty far, actually. The Banks, actually, I know this for a fact. The Outer Banks to Washington, D.C. is about 5 hours.
Yeah. So I mean, I bet I wouldn't even make it to the border of North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go try that.
Yeah. Paul's not back for the podcast tomorrow. It's like, I just crossed the border. Just, oh man, one day we're gonna take the show on an RV and just go cruising, man. We need to get like Verizon to sponsor us some like 5G
Right.
Airstream trailer thing. By the end of it, Paul and I are just like shooting guns at each other because we can't stand each other. Just Brad's in the back
I think
screaming,
it
"No
could be
more
like a
sushi."
RV trip to Orlando some year kind of thing.
Yeah, see, the challenge here is going down will be fine, and then it's like I don't want to drive back with you. Like, what do we do? What do we do?
Oh,
on
no,
the way
we
back?
would dump that thing there and fly home. Yeah.
Just
Sure.
just put a brick and
It would
point
just
it
be
at the
the
Gulf.
loneliest, saddest trip on the way home. We'd just be like,
Just 16-hour
"Hey,
live
you
stream
wanna
of
smoke
Paul.
up there and get lunch? Shut up. Why are you talking?
Oh man! All right, you got anything else for today?
This is not a short week, right? This is the week before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is next week.
Is it next week?
Okay. I think so. Please tell me it's next week. I can't do any more of these weeks. These are too many weeks.
Yeah, it actually is next week. Holy cow!
Yeah.
I need to like get on. The reason why that's somewhat scary is I need to get on like ordering the drywall, the insulation board, the flooring possibly,
Yep.
and the subflooring. Which I don't want to know how much that's going to cost, but I can already guarantee it's going to be more than I have budgeted because that's just the way it works. Like it's.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Because ideally, I'd like to get that delivered. Like when is the world shut down? Like on Wednesday? Like a week?
By Wednesday, yeah. Sure.
Because I'd like to. I don't know if I'm going to be there, but I'd like to get that stuff delivered like next Tuesday, and I don't know what the lead time is on
Oh,
that.
so you have like some days off where you can actually screw
Yeah,
around.
because I mean, nothing's going to be happening on Thursday. Obviously, we're not working Thursday. I don't even know what we're doing Friday.
I would plan to get it done before then because there's so much travel associated with Thanksgiving. Like,
Oh
you're
no,
gonna
I
get,
won't be
like-
done by then.
No, I mean just to have it there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I would just get it as soon as you can.
Yeah, I gotta maybe tonight. I can't tonight. Maybe tomorrow night. I can actually do the measurements and figure out how much I need, and then just bite that big bullet of financial dollars just
Yep.
exploding into my basement. All right.
My mother asked me about work, by the way. I'm sorry, at the house because she has it in her head. She's
Yeah.
never been here, so she has it in her head that we've done lots of work, and we haven't really done anything. Well, we had the roof replaced, but I mean, whatever. We didn't pay for that. So she sort of asked about that, and I was like, "Mom, we gave up on the house like 2 years ago. We're done.
Yeah, we're still waiting to run that Ethernet cable. We'll
We're
do it
just
one
running
day.
it into the ground now. That's the plan."
It's
Anyway,
a
sorry.
tried and true method of running it into the ground. It's basically what I'm doing with this house and my car, because why not?
Yep.
Why not? All right, folks, that wraps up for today. Make sure to check out those Smart Deploy links down below, and we will catch all of you right back here tomorrow on First Ring Daily.